it's me again. Okay, first I'll say I'm wearing this massive coat because the heating is broken, and this house now feels like a fucking ice cube. Like, oh, I know it's winter and it's England, but it's still really cold, and I've lived here for quite a long time, and it's still freezing my tits off. Okay, here's the next video. If any of you are wondering why I've posted so many videos so quickly, it's simply because I'm on a roll and I have nothing better to do than post videos at the moment. I've handed so much work in, it is unbelievable. That being said, I should still be doing a collection of work, but I cannot be arsed at this moment in time. And these are fun, and hopefully they'll get some good responses. Well, maybe. Well, we'll see. Alright. Firstly, this topic is actually on the subject of health. So we've moved away from the side taking of history and religion and politics and stuff like that. So we're going to go on a more neutral topic now, and health. Now, if all the angles are going to take on this, I think what I'm actually going to do is my suggestion on actually having a healthy lifestyle. And as I always do, I'll start with how it affects me. And when I was younger, much younger, I was not the healthiest child in the world. Did not eat right, didn't exercise right. If I was going to do sport, I'd have to be football because I was very spherical at 15 stone and very short. I'm not 6 foot like I am now. I was very, very short and round and bounced along the ground. But yeah, health is critically important, not only for your physical well-being, but for your mental well-being as well. You need to take care of yourself. People know this, but people don't do it. But it's not that hard. You know if you're going to eat all those takeaways, it's not going to go down well. But even if you're actually quite skinny and you know you metabolize things very quickly, be careful. You know you can afford to eat food like that, but it's not going to affect your health in the long run. That being said, eating disorders are becoming more commonplace, especially in men as well. I know I had a while where I was borderline anorexic because of my weight and trying to change that through sports and stuff. You do need to be very careful. If you're feeling you're worried about any eating disorders, you need to go to a doctor or talk to friends or look on the internet for help. Right? Don't look for the horror stories, just look for advice. Don't try and shock your body into changing. It doesn't help either way, trying to put weight on or trying to lose weight. Be careful, eat in moderation. That's all I'm going to say. Other subjects on health as well, don't do anything which is going to damage you. Like, if you're a massive fan of dangerous activities, know you're going to get knocked and end up hurting yourself. Like, that's going to happen. So take care of your physical body. If you break it, it's never going to fully heal. It's always going to be a bit I snapped my left arm all the way down at the joint and the wrist. It's never going to be the same ever again, really. I don't have the strength to have my left arm. It's still taking physiotherapy now to get it properly working. But there you go. At least I'm right-handed, so that's no problem. I know I'm looking at the video different right and left, but that's because it's the camera. Anyway, so on the subject of health, I think it's probably easier in the UK to have access to healthcare due to the systems like the NHS. But in America it's not. I know the American health insurance industry is quite a big and important part of Americans' lifestyle, which a lot have grown up with and got used to. It would shock the British, beyond no doubt, at the thought of having to pay that much for healthcare. It's unheard of completely. But that being said, there's maybe more of a risk in the UK to not take as good care of your health. I'm not sure what our obesity figures are like these days, but I think in the UK, I'm not sure if it's as high as it is in America, but taking into account what America's food is and the food laws in America and what's acceptable and what isn't is very different from the UK. But I mean said, it's down to the individual. If you know you're living an unhealthy lifestyle, then it's going to bite you on the arse. It really is. You're going to pay for it, one way or another. But being healthy is important not only to your physical well-being, but your mental health being as well. you need to stay healthy. Like, it will affect you mentally if you're not. So do exercise, do it regularly, go with a group of friends if it helps. If you're not used to exercise, always ask a friend who maybe is or is more to give you advice and guidance on it. Swallow your pride. If you're trying to better your body and your mind, do it. Fuck everyone else, do it. Like, for me, I wanted a big change. I used to be very fat and I wanted to change. I wanted to be more happy with myself. And to do that, I thought I needed to lose weight, which helped. It got rid of a lot of other underlying health problems. It gave me a few more, but that's been dealt with now. I'm a much healthier being, thank God. I'm not really sure what else to say on the topic of health. This came as like a random spur of the moment, and I think for parents as well. Actually, goes to any parents watching this, or those that have got people they are in a position of responsibility for. If you know your child is having an unhealthy lifestyle, this is going to go completely against what I believe in, let your child make their own choices and stuff. But for their health, try and encourage them to be healthy. Put on their plate, if you're cooking for them, healthier foods, and make the time. Exercise, even if it's only slight, even if it's going and kicking a ball around, or just taking them to a park, or going for a long walk. Get them involved in clubs. I mean, that sometimes gives kids the confidence to want to exercise and to improve their health, and will affect their lives as young adults as well. For me, there was no big support for me to do sports. I was quite clever, I was quite brainy. There was no big, that was what was important to my family at the thought of me getting a job, rather than of the thought of my health. And I think health is important because it's going to affect your kids' lives when they get older. So try and start things when they're young. Get them involved in sports. Get them involved in other stuff as well. Walking. Get them used to it. Friends. Sometimes it's not easy for kids, and for that as well, there are those that have underlying health conditions which they can't change, and you've got to work with the best of what you've got. I'm in a very fortunate position. I'm able to walk. I'm able to do the stuff I can do. But I know there's a lot of people out there who cannot do that, and that needs to be taken care of as well. Other things as well, and access to healthcare for those kind of problems can be difficult too. But work with the best of what you have, regardless of whether or not you have a disability, or physical, mental, or whatever kind. You've got a body which is still there. It still needs to be looked after, and still needs to be fed well and trained well. And you've got to do it the best way you can. I believe there's no really barriers as such to certain things. Like, even if you are in a position of incapacity, or you can't do something, or like a bit, I think you still can find other avenues to pursue. I can say that in a privileged standing, and I realise that is a privilege, of not having those kind of disabilities. And I've got a lot of respect for those that have and still do more than what I could ever think was possible, and that's always nice to see when you see someone with an impairment still live. And it sounds a bit weird to say, but living harder than you and living more for that moment and really pushing it despite what's going on. But that's slightly off topic. But for health, it is so important, and it's something you have to take responsibility for. If you know, or you've got someone you're responsible for taking an unhealthy lifestyle, if you don't change it, then you're only helping to cause it. And you've got to be as supportive as you possibly can to ensure that they can have a healthy lifestyle. I mean, if you want them to live long, hopefully, and healthy, and be able to do what they want to do in life, they're going to need a body to do that, and they're going to need the mental ability to do that, and that can only be achieved through health, and improving that health, and improving that access to it. So, yeah. On the subject of health, be responsible, put down the Mackies, occasionally get some fruit, and get away from the screen now, and go outside, do some exercise, go to the gym, whatever you prefer. But yeah, health is important, we can all agree on that one. So not if you're dealing with an aging population and then an overpopulation crisis, in which case maybe a bit of unhealth won't be such a bad thing, but there's a cost in that too. But that's a different story altogether. Anyway, bye bye. Post, comment, your views, whatever. Have fun, time sitting in a freezing cold house, probably catching the cold of death. But I think I'll live just about. If I could get more coffee. Anyway, take care kids. Night night.